Hi Ray, this is Ambika and this is the presentation for the final assignment, which is Social Media Management Application by Group 8. I'll start by introducing the team members. Nicholas and Japa are the business analysis, Claudio is the programmer, and Yuxin and I are the data analyst. So the objective of the assignment is to review the data, and the data that we're using are the breakfast joints. Then we'll scrape the data, store the data, analyze it, and then demonstrate and visualize. So the requirements are to web scrape, perform sentimental analysis, loading and analyzing the data, and finally interpreting the data and finding insights. So the tools that we'll be using are Python for programming, Microsoft Cognitive Services for image recognition, MongoDB, Jupyter Notebook, and Power BI for visualization. So the data source that we have used is consumeraffairs.com, and the breakfast joints that we'll be reviewing are Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks Coffee, iHope, and Waffle House. Now I'll give it over to Claudio to explain the data scrape.
Hello, my name is Claudio, and as a data programmer, I'm going to be presenting the sentiment analysis here in the Jupyter Notebook. So to do this part, I imported the following libraries. To work with DataFrame, the pandas, to request for the HTML, the access to the data. To do the web scraping, we use Beautiful Soup, and also the Neuro Language Toolkit, and also with the stop words to do the cleaning. And to run the sentiment analysis, we use the Vader sentiment. So we're going to be importing this. So as already presented, we are doing breakfast restaurants, and these are the URLs of the sites. So I run it. I'm starting a empty data frame. So now performing the scraper. For now, this example, I'm doing the Starbucks URL. So we are doing the HTML parser. And now everything will be stored in a data frame that will be called reviews data frame. And let me print it here. So we got all the information right here. And for the data cleaning, I started removing the HTML using LXML from Beautiful Soup. And for one part of the cleaning, those are the stop words. They are standard from the application, from the library of neural language. And now I'm going to be running the reviews. So we can, he's here, okay. And let me just okay. So here we can see that there are some changes comparing to the, like for example, number 3 we have I family members police offers, but it was before I have family members who are police offers. So it already started cleaning, and here, but now we are going to remove the punctuation. Let me put it in full review. So as we can compare here, we had a lot of punctuation, and they were all removed. And for the Veda, we're just running the library, and that's getting from the review, the data frame reviews DF, the column review, and it's giving us this information, the result. But I'm going to change the index for the description of the review. And also, we change also the column name. So where was negative, neutral, positive, and compound, and before it was review, and now is breakfast restaurant review. And this is just an option just to export as a CSV if needed. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Claudio. This is Yuxin Liu. As one of the data analysts in our group, I will show you how we build the dataset and how to store that in a remote database, which we chose on MongoDB. First of all, we got these 4 dataset links from the Consumer Affairs website, including the reviews of Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, IHOP, and Waffle House. So here is the Consumer Affairs website. This one is for the Dunkin' Donuts. Here are the different reviews of each customer. Okay, so, and we create a scooper function to store this reviews data frame. And we can see this one is for the waffle URL link. And after data cleaning and the sentiment analysis, as Claudio mentioned before, we got this reviews results. And here are the MongoDB data storage steps. I imported the data storage libraries such as the PyMongo and load the dataset, and next create a new data frame which includes the reviews and the compound positive, negative, and neutral scores, and then connect it to MongoDB. For example, this one data collection called the waffle, in order to match the waffle URL link. So as we can see in the MongoDB, we have 4 different data collections for each restaurant. Now I will delete the database and run this code again. Let's go to the code.
I am Jalpa Lakhani, and today I'm going to present you image classifier. So in the next slide, image classification, how you can build the process model. So this custom vision image classification is using the machine algorithm to recognize all the images. So this is the image of tag, and you can upload the image. I will show you in the detail in web. So you can see that this is my URL, and by clicking on this button, this pop-up comes out, and you can give the name of your project, and here I choose the training as 0 because I am using the free tier. And here you have option to multi-label and multi-class. If you want to give more than one label, then you can choose the multi-label. For my project, I am using the multi-label because I want to give the more than one label to my image, and by clicking on this button you can create the project. So this is my project, breakfast restaurant. You can see that here this is the all images that I uploaded by clicking on this button, and by clicking on this button you can create the tag. So this is the images of Dunkin' Donuts, IHOP, Starbucks, and Waffle House. So you can see that all these images that I uploaded, and after that I need to train my model. So when I train, it shows me the performance tab. So I've already done this. And in performance tab, you can see that it has a precision, recall, and AP. It shows how my model is precise, recall, and AP. So precision is how your model is precise to recognize the images, like its perfections. And recall is like that, how your model is recognize all the images truly. And AP is working under the precision and recall. So this is my performance of my model. So you can see that precision is 19, recall is 71.4, and AP is 92.8. So now I'm going to test my images. So you can see that here I'm choosing this image. So it shows the breakfast as 99.9. So in my prediction section, you can see that this image shows the breakfast restaurant as 99.5, and its image from IHOP, so it shows the 91.5. and it has also the brown color. It's like a Dunkin' Donuts, so it's 3.6, and it has a waffle like a shape breakfast, so it shows 1.5 waffle outs, and Starbucks at 0.8. So let's choose some weird image. So here I'm choosing the coconut water. So here I'm going to test this coconut water image. So you can see that it's a breakfast restaurant and 77.5 due to the color and shape. And you can see that the coconut, it shows like a donut, so it shows Dunkin' Donuts as a 63.1, and the it's watercolor of the white and coffee like color, it shows the Starbucks at 49, and due to this brown color it's as a Waffle House 47.2, and IHOP as a 1.4 due to this some of the white color. So you can say that how your image recognition is works. Let's choose another image so we can reach to the best conclusion. Let's choose some image. Yeah. So this is my image. I'm entering URL. So you can see that breakfast restaurant 88.6, and the other one you can see that breakfast restaurant 88.6, and Starbucks due to this brown cup it shows the 77.5, and IHOP due to this white and blue color mixture it shows the IHOP at 56.6, and Waffle House due to this brown color it shows 28.8, and Dunkin' Donuts due to some round eyes and the cup round shape it shows the 23.7. So this is the image recognition model. You can see that this is how I train my model and how I test my model. Thank you, Professor.
Hi everyone, my name is Nicholas Gonzalez and I'm going to be showing you the data visualization aspect of this project. So we're going to get right into the hands-on stuff. So after running the coding that Claudio showed previously, we get a CSV file at the end, similar to how we did it in the last assignment. So here we can see that we have Dunkin' Donuts, for example, CSV file, which is going to be downloaded onto my computer. Once we have that, we do that with all the other Starbucks and the other restaurants or breakfast houses. And then we open them up in Power BI. So we have all of them here. IHOP, Starbucks, Waffle House, Dunkin' Donuts. So from there we can start making the charts and graphs. So here is our dashboard. So it's consistent with all of them, but we just changed, the background color a little bit, and then added some pictures. And the only filter that we added is for the word cloud. So now we included a word cloud for each one, and what we did was remove the name of the restaurant because that was coming up as the biggest, word. So we did that. We removed that. And then we did here sentimental points comparisons. So comparing negative, neutral, and positive. And then on the side here, just negative and positive, because for most of them, it was coming up neutral as the largest sentimental point. And then we just wanted to compare, just negative and positive to see how that actually looks like. So in this case, for example, it seems that most of the sentimental points or sentimental analysis within the reviews are positive. They're pretty good. So we can look here, for example, food is one of the biggest words, so we can click on that. And while that loads, it'll tell us how big, or if it's mostly negative or positive reviews out of all the reviews. That should load for quickly, I hope. There we go. So we can see that most of the food reviews were good. We're positive, which is good. And then we can click, for example, we can click on service, and we can see that once it loads. And then back where you can see, for example, good, quality, experience, waiter, which is, pretty good words to have for reviews. Here again, we can see positive. So what we're seeing right now is basically saying that most of the bigger words that were coming up in reviews, like food and service, were mostly positive reviews, and we can see that here that most of the things were positive about IHOP. We can go into Dunkin' Donuts here, and we can see here that's almost 50-50. So we can click, for example, on coffee here, and we'll see what happens. So here it should be either very close or more negative than positive. And we can see, alright, so here's negative mostly, right? So that's saying that most people didn't like the coffees from the reviews. What I was just going to show here is that we can see from here, for example, disgusting, refund, what other ones we got? We got horrible, not sure about ketchup, but refused. So we can see that most of them are looking like terrible, that not very good, so not very good reviews. And you can see that here when it's almost 50-50 with positive and negative. Let's go into Starbucks. Here we can see slightly more positive, but still almost 50-50. So let's click on drink. They're pretty famous for their drinks and they're pretty pricey, so you might think that they got good reviews, but most of the drink reviews were negative, right? You can see that down here, they're mostly negative, not very much positive. When we look at the words, we can see stomach. I'm assuming that hurt your stomach. We can see weighted. Staff, excuse, customers. We can see customer reviews, how that happened, or how that went. Again, mostly negative. More negative reviews about customer than it is positive, which is, I'm assuming, is customer service. Mistake, we can see. Rude. Bad. So we can see, again, not very good stuff, right, compared to IHOP. Let's look at Waffle House. Alright, Waffle House, we can see, again, almost 50-50, just like Dunkin' Donuts. So let's look at waitress, one of the big words. And most of the other ones, nothing really sticks out with the rest. With Starbucks, Waffle House, and Dunkin' Donuts, that's really like popping out. I didn't click it. Sorry. And we can see more positive, which is good. What other one kind of stands out? Customer, maybe customer service here. That one's more negative, right? So that would kind of explain a customer service more negative than positive. So again, like the other ones aren't really. Let's just look at service quickly. No other words really stick out that much, and the ones that we do click are, this one's almost 50-50 with service. Here we saw Starbucks. Nothing really sticks out that much, but drink was the biggest one, and that was mostly negative. When we see here, coffee sticks out the most, but not very good reviews. It was negative reviews. And then IHOP, we see that it's mostly good things. The food was good. Service was good. And we can see down here. So overall, we can conclude that, IHOP has the best reviews and possibly the best food service, etc. Well, that's the visualization aspect of the presentation, and thank you for watching. So this is Nicholas again, just making a quick conclusion to summarize everything that we did. So basically, we started off by looking for a data set that would allow us to compare things to each other, such as opinions and or reviews, and that's exactly what we did. We did coffee reviews for Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, IHOP, and Waffle House. So that gave us a base to be able to keep doing the rest of the assignment now that we had things to compare to each other and get our sentimental points. So that's how we started. We got our data. We did our sentimental points that Claudio showed previously, running a sentimental analysis, Vader specifically, so we could get the neutral, negative, and positive, and then the compound score. We then pushed everything over to MongoDB, and we created the final assignment database, but then we created clusters for each restaurant to make it easier and cleaner, so you could just store all the data for one restaurant in one cluster and not mix it. We then did our image classifier where Jalpa explained and tested and trained the model and explained what precision, recall, and AP were showing us. And then we went over to the dashboards where we kind of just concluded everything that we had done before, and we just visually showed the reviews. So what we did here was basically we concluded that IHOP had the best feedback. So most people, it seemed like they liked the food or the service, whatever it is that they were getting, and we could see that with the negative versus positive. But we could also see it when we were interacting with the dashboard. So we clicked on the bigger words for each one, And then we saw if it was mostly positive or negative feedback. For example, food and service we saw was mostly positive for IHOP. For Dunkin' Donuts, we saw that coffee was mostly negative. Starbucks drink was mostly negative. And here we did, I believe, food and service. So we can see that then when we're interacting with the dashboard, that it was basically IHOP that had the best service. And out of 10 people, probably 5 would not like it and 5 would like it for Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, and Waffle House. And that's basically it, guys. Thank you for watching.